Welcome into night 4 of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, and it promises to be another thrilling night of badminton with the HeyTour Hawks taking on the Tiger Brokers Tigers. And Oliver Leyden-Davis, first up, congratulations on your win last night with the Wolves. We talked about it in commentary. That looked like it meant a lot to you.
Yeah, like I said last night, it was really good to get the win on the board after having obviously 0 points last week. So to put together a really good team performance was really satisfying, actually.
Fantastic. So, and some learnings from week 1 to week 2. What do you think these teams tonight will take on board from that week 1 going into this one tonight?
Yeah, I think again, like every team had a reasonable level last week as well, but again, it'll be a foundation that everyone's looking to build on, I think, and that's going to be the new minimum standard. So we're looking to see again some improved performances from both teams tonight.
Well, I'm always trying to find where the edge lies, and it's so difficult because the teams are very even. But tonight, I'm looking forward to the men's singles. I think that's going to be a great clash. Is that a highlight for you, and how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, 100%. I think it'll be similar to, again, Marbella against Oscar last week. The young Edward Lau trying to come up and challenge him to knock Marnie off the top perch, I guess. A little bit different game style. Edward a lot more conservative, a lot safer, a lot more consistent. So Marnie really have to work tonight, I think, to get the win on the board.
And then are we going to see a close clash? I mean, it seems hard to separate the teams in those remaining 3 doubles clashes.
Yeah, exactly. I think those last 3 doubles are really hard to split. For me, on paper, they're 50-50 in all 3 matches, so it could be a really, really exciting finish.
Looking forward to it. So we're not far away from the first game rolling out here on court at the Waitakere Badminton Centre. It is night 4 of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Yes, once again, good evening. Welcome into another night of great badminton in store here at the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Alongside is indeed Oliver Leyden-Davis, who we've just had a chat, Oliver, about your match last night and the fact that we're into the 2nd week of this competition. And what I'm hearing from the players and everyone around us is they're loving it. Everyone's having a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really cool, innovative solution to the COVID-19 restrictions that Badminton New Zealand have come up with, and I think we've seen some solid performances in the first week, and the level is just going to keep increasing as we go through the competition.
Let's have a look at the table indeed to update after last night's results. So the Tiger Brokers Tigers with that win last week on 3 points, the One Pure Wolves with the win last night on 3. The HeyTour Hawks, of course, they had the win in a golden game, which means they pick up the 2 points, and the Dragons got the 1 for a loss in a golden game. So it's very evenly poised, and of course this will change, I think, as we go through the competition, given how even the teams are. Talking of the teams, why don't we have a look and see who's lining up tonight. First up, let's have a look at the HeyTour Hawks. Obviously, Marnie Minota is one of the headline players in this competition. Brent Miller stepping in as coach. Tony Griffin unwell at the moment. We wish you well, Tony, watching at home. But Brent steps in. What are the main features of this team, though, for you?
Yeah, I think you said it, that Harvey's leadership throughout the team, but a pretty even spread of talent across all disciplines, I think. So it's a real balanced side, and I think that's where their strength is.
So we're expecting that their doubles combinations will be pretty strong tonight. What about the Tigers then? Let's have a look at the Tiger Brokers Tigers. And again, if you're looking for a star player, is it Sally? I mean, one of the best singles players going around. Henry Tam is the coach. What do you like about this team?
Yeah, certainly Sally's one of the most experienced within that team, and they've got obviously Henry's former international experience as well to call on. But again, like similar to the Hawks, they're very balanced sides. I think makes for a very even contest on paper, especially.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really tough one to predict as we go through the evening. And of course, don't forget that the players are looking to collect the Crystal Ashley Designs MVP as well, $100 and that beautiful trophy. So we'll have that at the end of the tie tonight. Here's the order of play. We'll start with mixed doubles with Minota and Calder Hawkins up against Vong and Jiang. Then it's the singles, men's and then women's, and looking forward to that men's singles, especially with Minota up against the younger up-and-coming Lau. We have the men's doubles, women's doubles, and we finish the evening, as we always do, with another mixed doubles clash. Remember, if we are at 3-3 at the end of the tie, we go to a golden game, and we've already had one of those in the 3 ties that we have played so far. All right, listen, enough talk. Let's get to action underway as we welcome our first match on court, and it is mixed doubles to get this one underway between the HeyTour Hawks and the Tiger Brokers Tigers. course, an event that is at the moment closed to the public. So if you're wondering where's the crowd, well, it's not set up at the moment to welcome in spectators, but I do feel that as the weeks go on, that is going to be an opportunity. So make sure you watch the space in that regard. Simon Lynn is our umpire for this one, and service judge is Justin Zorc. It's interesting though, because the players, and you've been a part of it twice now, and I'm sure you've experienced it in Europe, Ollie, the players become the fans, don't they? They become the cheer squad as well.
Deckman, green or black? Black call, green. Black blitz. Deckman will receive. You'll assume happy on that side? Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I think you said it, especially in a team event. It's a different feeling to playing in an individual tournament, and it's nice to be in an environment where you've got a lot of support coming from the chairs that are just next to the court as well.
Well, let's have a look at our players for this mixed double, starting with the women involved. Janice Jiang at 17, one of the younger players in the LearnCoach New Zealand League, has a current mixed doubles ranking of 10 and plays out of Auckland, as you can see the right-hander here on this near side. And right there, perfectly in frame, is Erina Calder-Hawkins out of your hometown, I believe, Ollie, out of the Waikato at 22 years of age, current New Zealand ranking of 6 in the mixed doubles, and I'm told that she is a Friends fanatic. So Friends, the TV show, has jumped a generation. She's watched every series, every episode 4 times. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Are you a Friends fan?
I've seen it, yeah. I've seen it once. I can't
just the once?
times, though, yeah, not as much of a fanatic.
Yeah, once might be enough. Here's Abhinav Minota, of course, a recent arrival in recent years to New Zealand, but what an impact he's made, and what an addition to the New Zealand badminton scene. 27 now. He's ranked number 2 in men's singles, but like yourself, sometimes the rankings, Ollie, don't necessarily offer a good reflection if you play a lot overseas and in international tournaments. Dakman Vong on the near side here at 20 years of age. Dakman is number 7 in mixed doubles in the New Zealand rankings. It is a curious one, isn't it? If you play a lot of international badminton, it can harm your New Zealand ranking. It's just a bit of an anomaly at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's something that, yeah, perhaps we can look to adjust a little bit in the future, but certainly valuable for experience as a badminton player to be competing overseas.
Yeah. So last chance to catch up with the respective coaches before Simon Lynn will get this match underway. What's your expectation here, Ollie? You know Mani so well. You've played so much doubles with him of late. I'm assuming you know the others, perhaps Janice not so much, the 17-year-old, but what's your expectation here of these two teams?
Yeah, I think, again, looked for Mani to control the match. He's a very complete player across all 3 disciplines, I think. It'll be a real, if he ever can get early on the net, control and make it easy for him, then it could be one-sided for the Hawks, but if Janice can get in there early and challenge and be brave and try and take the initiative, then it could be a pretty even contest.
Very
Ladies
much
and gentlemen,
2 younger players
right,
on camera now.
Tiger Brokers Tigers, represented by Dakman Vong, Janice Jiang. On my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Minota, Erina Calder-Hawkins. HeyTour Hawks to serve to Tiger Brokers Tigers, Abhinav Minota to Dakman Vong. Love all, play.
That's a good start by the youngsters. Bit of power there from Vong.
It's over. 1 love. Two love. Out.
Yeah, well judged by Minota.
1, 2.
Changes so quickly, doesn't it? Too low,
2
too all.
all.
blink of an eye, you can gain or lose momentum.
Three, two. Service over.
Seen
3-all.
a few nerves on the serve over the course of the LearnCoach New Zealand League. Your thoughts on that, Ollie? Sometimes, especially for the younger players, as we go through these next few points, I wonder what the best tactic is if you are feeling a little bit tense.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that comes back to a little bit to the serve mechanics as well, being a pretty closed skill. There's not much variables in there. The simpler you have the process, the less likely it is to break down under pressure. So that's really important for, I think, any junior trying to practice their serve and improve it, is to make sure that it's as simple a process as you possibly can.
Should a player have a go-to serve? Should a player have something in the back pocket that if I am feeling a bit tense, this is my go-to?
From the Tigers, but yeah, absolutely, and even more than one. Just have one simple serve. It can often be read by the opposition, and it's quite easy to fall into a simple pattern of return. So ideally you have one short serve that's a bit of a go-to. It's pretty secure, but you also have a flick serve on both sides, either down the middle or out wide, so you can keep the variety in there, which is really, really important.
Well, a little confusion there. Both Vong and Zhang were caught on that backhand side of the court. Communication there between Calder Hawkins and Minota.
It's over. 7-6.
Strength of Minota, you see there.
7-all.
Just his ability to generate a real steep angle from the back of the court. Not the most powerful, but when you can hit those kind of angles, you generally get a pretty easy reply back, if at all.
It's over.
They just can't nudge their way in front, Minota and Calder Hawkins. It's Vong and Zhang again at 8-7. Yeah, well done. Had a couple of mishits at net, Calder Hawkins, but that was a clean winner.
8-all.
Remember, it is to 11 points. These are rapid-fire games. It's well and truly in.
It's over. 9-8.
Oh, absolutely read it and pounced did Minota.
Yeah, I think it's a real focus for Minota to put a bit of pressure on the serve of Dakman Vong.
You almost take a punt early on in the game, don't you? Just, I'm going to go. And if I'm beaten with a long serve, so be it. But that must put real doubt in the server. 9-all. Again, there's that angle. Beautifully controlled.
10, game point, 9.
I'm not sure if they've led at any time other than now, and it brings up game point. And they win it. So they held their nerve. The youngsters might be a little dispirited there because they often were leading. I'm not sure that they ever extended more than a couple of points, but they might feel that's one they've let slip away. It's a very good controlled performance by Calder Hawkins and Mani Minota.
Yeah, it was. I think to actually stay close and stay with the pair from the Tigers all the way through. We can see how the format can punish you for just a small lapse in concentration, but I think a good first game from the Tigers. Saw Janice Zhang playing well, stepping forward and trying to challenge at the net, and I think she needs to continue to do that towards the second game for them to get back level again.
Last night during your match with the Wolves, Glenn Cox and I were talking a lot about patience, and whilst it's a short game and it's rapid in terms of its time, it doesn't take long for a game to conclude, but you've still got to be patient within the points, don't you? And I think some of the players at times are mistaking the speed of the game with how quickly they've got to try and win a point, and they're making unforced errors.
Yeah, 100%. It's balancing that level of aggression with playing the safe shot and taking a good option, making a sound decision, not trying to take chances too early when the rally and go searching for opportunities that aren't quite there. So. And especially in a shorter format, like you say, the punishment is higher for making those cheap mistakes. So it's a fine line to balance.
And each and every one of these matches in the tie tonight are going to be crucial. We've kind of given the singles a look, and I think we agree, Ollie, that they might be split on paper, but favouritism in the men's would go with the Hawks and in the women's would go with the Tigers. So if we're saying 1-1 in the singles, then if either team can get the split in these doubles and mixed games, then that's going to prove the difference.
Second game. Level. Play.
Minota looking to continue that momentum at the end of the first game with serve. And he does.
1-0.
It's a rare mistake from the serve of Abhinav Minota.
Out.
It's the threat again, isn't it? It's knowing that Mani's there to pounce, putting pressure on the serve. Good power again from Vong.
2-all.
He's certainly very explosive to get up and make good contact with her smash as well. If the lift's a little bit flatter, he's very quick to jump into it.
That's not allowing enough margin.
Straight away, though, we see the flick serve from the racket of Dakman Vong. I wonder if that's something that he's going to move forward with and keep doing throughout the second game.
Himself.
3-4.
Watching a little at the shoulder too, Minota. Well, they simply won't stay in this match if they continue to make unforced errors like that on serve.
Yeah, that's two from Janice Zhang there. I think she just has to resort to the flick serve now, at least for the next 2 or 3.
Oh, well played. Just controlling the power.
6-3.
Yeah, very aggressive start to the second game from Minota and Calder Hawkins.
Play.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. It was the least obvious shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, really clever
Timeout.
from Minota.
Tiger Brokers, Tiger.
So Henry Tam's called timeout here, Ollie, because he just needs to stop this momentum in a game, a match anyway, that's been so close throughout. A 4-point margin is a big one to overcome. So this is a good call from Henry Tam.
Yeah, exactly. It had to happen, I think, at this time. And not only because of the 4-point gap, but also the way they're losing their points at the moment. Everything's going up from the rackets of the Tigers pair, which makes it really difficult to really put any pressure on if the shuttle's always coming down on you. I said it before that Janice Zhang really needs to try and take that step forward and try and block and get the shuttle down below the tape so they can get it up and use the power of Dakman Vong.
Very inexperienced, of course, though, and this is a great experience for Janice Jiang at 17. Chance to play in this LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Calder Hawkins is playing really well, controlling, growling that net.
8-3.
Yeah, she's really not giving Zhang the chance to play the net into the open court and actually get the lift for a partner.
It's a good 1-2 punch from the Tigers.
4-8.
Two or three times, isn't it? And listen, we've seen it with a number of combinations because they're just not used to playing with each other.
No, I think we'll see it less and less as well over the weeks as the weeks go by, but it's a little hesitation that can be costly. Really good play from Janice Zhang. Just taking that extra step forward to take that one a little bit earlier and manage to get it below the tape, which is such an important thing to be able to do.
5-9.
Again, the first 2 or 3 exchanges in any rally are often critical and will tell you which way the point's going to go. And they were dominant from the get-go there, and that now brings up match points for the HeyTour Hawks. I think Manny had given himself up there, had he? But he had a touch there. The umpire had missed it, but
6-10.
he was strolling into a dangerous spot there just quietly. He was going to get clocked by his teammates. So there we go. That is a comprehensive win and a really good confidence booster for the team, because the teammates watching that will be really buoyed by that performance, knowing they've got the first win on the board, but also the style, the manner in which it was taken out. So Minota and Calder Hawkins take out that opening mixed doubles 11-9, 11-6. Really impressive team performance.
11-6.
Yeah, it really was from Minota and Calder Hawkins, especially after from being behind throughout that first game. Got their nose in front at 10-9 and were able to convert and really build on that small momentum they had at the end of the first game there into the second, and really put together a good performance. Pretty difficult, again, from Vong and Zhang if we're not serving well to really kind of win points on serve. But again, Minota and Calder Hawkins, deserved winners. They're with Andrew now.
Thanks, Ollie. Well done, guys. Really impressive. I don't want to talk about the badminton, though. I want to talk about watching all 10 series of Friends 4 times. And you're probably not even the right generation. When did you get hooked into watching?
I want to say not in a row. I didn't watch all 4 seasons in a row.
That'd be a few weeks of lockdown.
When I was young, so it was just on TV. So, start. And then again in lockdown, because I had a good opportunity to. So.
Favourite character?
Easily Chandler.
Oh, God, okay. Shall I talk to you about badminton or favourite TV show? I don't know. Hey, listen, good combination work. And this is interesting through the LearnCoach League because a lot of combinations have not played together before. So what do you work on? How much talking is done before a match and how much work do you do on court?
I guess we sort of have a basic understanding of what we're going to do in mixed. And even like whenever you try to play new pairs, like try to play new combinations, I think we have the sort of basic idea what we're going to be doing because we all train together. And yeah, of course we have to talk to each other before the matches and stuff, like what we're going to be doing, what's the strategies like, how the opponents like, what are their strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, so there's a lot of talking as well. But yeah.
And is that a good thing? I mean, I imagine every time you play with someone else, you're learning something new.
Yeah, definitely. It's good experience with Marnie, who has more experience. That's a better way of saying it.
He's older. That's what you mean? Oh, well done, guys. Great performance. Gets your team off to a great start. So well done for that first up victory. Well, Marnie can't go too far away because he is going to be involved in the next match. But it is the Hawks who start strongest. Next up, we have the men's singles. Welcome back. Match 3 of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, week 2, and already A very impressive start to the tie from the HeyTour Hawks with a comprehensive win by Minota and Calder Hawkins over the Tigers, putting them 1-0 up in this tie. But as we've seen already in this competition, leads can be held very briefly and the course of the match can change very, very quickly. Let's have a look again at the order of play. We've got the men's and then women's singles up next, followed by the respective men's and women's doubles, and potentially that mixed doubles could be the decider right at the end of tonight's tie, if previous ties are anything to go by. But let's get straight into it. We know that Ani Minota's nice and warm and ready to go. There he is, the smiling assassin, walking out on court as he gets ready to take on Edward Lau from the Tiger Brokers Tigers. Oliver Layden-Davis alongside again, and Ollie, it's got to be an advantage for Mani. He's just played a match, but it was a quick match. So he's not tired, he's not weary, and he's in sync with the conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been able to get a feeling for the speed and the conditions of things in the hole. So look for him to be off to a good start as a result.
Welcome.
Justin
Okay,
Zorc,
players, green or red?
our umpire.
Red, green, sure. Red. Receive, you serve, and this end, sure.
Well, Ollie, I'm glad they kept up with red, green, red, green. I got lost halfway through that, but everyone seems happy with how that one played out. And ultimately, it's a formality, isn't it, at the start of a match? Someone may have a preference to serve or receive, but really it's a formality. As we have a look at our players and introduce for the first time tonight, Edward Lau at 19 years of age. And just look at that men's singles ranking. He's an impressive young player.
Yeah, he is. I think he's come on a lot in the last 6 to 12 months as well, from what I've seen of him, especially at practice. Very complete, really good skills, good hand as well with the way he controls the shuttle, and good angles and variety from the back line also.
And he's had some wonderful battles coming through the grades, really, with Oscar. So they've formed quite the rivalry, haven't they?
Yeah, it's definitely been a healthy competition, I think, for both of them. When you come up through the age groups against someone closely matched, it's only good for everybody.
And Mani Minota, as we say, is back out there on courts, playing in the singles. And this is his preference, isn't it? He's playing with you on the doubles circuit, and both of you playing superbly well. But this is where he's most at home. Is that fair?
Yeah, exactly. He's come from a singles background, and his skill set's very, very tailored to a singles game. So be interesting tonight. It's a similar style to Edward Lau.
Ready to play.
Perhaps a little more experience, and we'll see if that actually shows through in the contest.
Edward Lau, as you can see, he's quite the rangy player. Similar in stature to Mani Minota. Both players will be comfortable at the back of the court and playing those angles. Despite that #1 singles ranking for Lau, Minota would start slight favourite here, but Lau would love to pick up a big scalp here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Tigers Brokers Tigers, represented by Edward Lau. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Monota. Tiger Brokers Tigers to serve. Level, play.
Minota had Lau going backwards there, but just couldn't quite execute.
1 love. Service over. 1-all.
A little flat-footed, Mani. It's a good start from Lau.
Service over. 2-1.
Very good start.
3, 1. Four, 1.
Oh, very nearly made it, but that's more like it from Minota. And a very important
Service over.
point.
2, 4.
Yeah, real effort from Minota in that rally just to take more of the initiative, be a little bit earlier on the net, and control the rally from start to finish.
Yeah, pouncing. And again, at 4-1, the opportunity
3,
to go 5-1.
4.
In the blink of an eye, it's closed right up again at 3-4. This format changes so quickly. Just out of rhythm a little bit, isn't he? Lau's playing very well.
Yeah, he's certainly very keen to put pressure
Service
on from
over.
the front of the court.
5, 3.
Just means Minota can't get away with anything even slightly loose.
He's missed it. I think he took the harder option, trying to go back behind the player when the open court perhaps was the shot.
It's definitely the easier shot to play technically as well.
And again, just being patient, playing to the back of the court and then finding an easy winner.
4, 6.
Yeah, really noticeable Minota trying to use both rear corners, but especially the forehand corner in the back of the court of Edward Lau.
Five, 6.
Again, Minota just closes in, eats away at that lead. It was out to 6-3. It's good.
6, all.
You just get the feeling that Minota's starting to get a bit better read on Lau's shot choice from the front court, especially at the moment.
How much of it is anticipation in this game, generally? In the game of badminton,
7,
how much of it is anticipation?
6.
Yeah, a lot of it. It changes a little bit between the disciplines. I think especially in the doubles and the mixed, there's more anticipation in there. But in the singles, again, if you can anticipate well and take the chances and read where the shuttle's coming, it just gives you that step ahead of your opposition to be able to counter-attack and put a bit more pressure on. So I think we've seen Mani adapt to that quite well so far in this first game.
A good response from Lau, having lost the lead.
7, all.
First game, you sense, is going to be critical here.
Service over. 8-7.
Just manoeuvring him round, isn't he?
Yeah, real effort to take him away from his forehand corner and then play deep back into that
9,
corner again.
7.
I guess to continue your point about anticipation, Andrew, especially in the men's singles, it's about trying to eliminate corners so you can play the shuttle into a corner where you can eliminate a couple of responses, and therefore that gives you less to choose from in your anticipation for the next shot.
That's loose.
Service over. 8-9.
Well played, Edward Lau. This is the most intriguing match, it really is.
9-all.
He's certainly playing very well in his first game. He had one opportunity there to really play tight net and take the initiative in that rally, and he took it and was able to capitalise as well.
Both players breathing very heavily. This is a wonderful response from Lau. Gave up the lead for the first time very late in the game, but now with game point.
9.
And he wins it. That is really impressive. And the response from Lau tells you how much he
First
wanted
game by
that.
Tiger Broker Tigers. 11-9.
For a young player, albeit he's the #1 ranked player in the country, but he could easily have lost his way when he lost the lead, but stayed very composed.
Yeah, he fought hard and he fought well towards the back end of that game especially. You felt that Minota had it under control for the majority of it, but the way that I think maybe from early on he wasn't allowed to get away with anything loose, and Edwards' anticipation of his forehand corner as well got better later in the end of that game, and it really, I think, played a big part in him winning.
Just notice again, it's Minota just at times just reaching for that shoulder, and that's the last thing any badminton player wants to be concerned about. No sign of it being anything too serious, but there's clearly something there just worrying him.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't mind me saying that he's had a little bit of problems with it over the last few weeks. Seems to be getting better, which is good, but yeah, hopefully it stays that way and keeps improving.
And of course, in his favour is that he plays these first 2 games. So he gets warm, he gets out on court, plays, and then his night is done. Assuming that if there's a golden game, his coach might take him out of the reckoning for that. So it makes sense if he does have a bit of a niggle there. Edward Lau won't be worried about that though.
Thank you.
He'll look to maintain that very good form. Remembering that it was Minota and Calder Hawkins who won the opening mixed doubles. So the HeyTour Hawks already have
Second game.
1 match on the
Level.
board.
Play. One, love. Out.
Well short.
Service over. 1 all. Service over. 2, 1.
Again, good pressure from Edward Lau at the front of the court. We've seen him make a real effort there not to let Minota get away with anything slightly loose.
Service over. 2 all.
Brett Miller, stand-in coach for Tony Griffin for the Hawks tonight.
Oh, well played. Well played.
It's almost a death by 1,000 cuts,
3,
isn't it? Just slowly but
2.
surely manoeuvring Lau around the court and eventually with the clean winner. And again, though, you just saw him reach for that shoulder.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely, again, another one of Minota's strengths to be able to maintain control of the rally for a lengthy period of time.
Service over. 3 all.
Certainly testing the physical limits of both players here. There's some long and backwards and forwards rallies. Again, when he puts that game plan into action and it comes off, it is
Service
so
over.
pretty to watch.
4, 3.
Yes, a bit of the experience of Minota, I think, showing through in that rally. Just when he plays that shot from the net a little bit further into court, he tempts Lau to play the lift a little bit flatter, which is exactly the one that he was waiting for.
Spoken a little bit about the serve and its importance
Service
in the game
over.
generally. Perhaps young
4
players at
all.
home, when Minota next serves, just watch how repetitive it is. Look how easy it is, the Minota serve, to just repeat over and over. Mechanically, it looks so good.
Service over. 5 4.
Now, if he drops this serve into the net, it is not my fault. He did flick serve, and he doesn't do that often.
Service over. 5 all.
Superb. Both players at the limits of their endurance, and often it's overlooked, I think, Ollie. And give us a perspective. It can be very deceptive. Games can be short. It doesn't look like the biggest court in the world, but wow, players are working all the time.
Yeah, I think the 11-point
Happy
system
enough?
is actually, especially
Happy
in the
enough?
men's singles,
Balance
puts a
one.
very interesting kind of
Service
twist
over.
on the physical shape of players.
6
It's
5.
generally in the longer form to 21, players
Edward.
will have a couple of gears. They'll
Edward.
have like a standard tempo which they play at throughout the early stages of the set, where people are kind of getting a read on the other player and what they're doing and where their strengths and weaknesses are.
No time for that here, though, is there?
No, exactly, but you'll see a real tempo shift
7
in players when the score becomes
5.
13 or 14 or 15 all in the traditional scoring system. But that's a little bit later than the 11-point system we see here. So it's 11 points as opposed to 6 or 7. So it's an interesting tempo balance that the players, especially in the men's singles and ladies singles, have to find. Great touch from Minota to find that on the back line.
8 5.
Takes control of game 2. 3 points ahead and 3 points from leveling it up.
Service over. 6 8.
That is brilliant. Change of direction from Lau.
Yeah, we've spoken a fair bit about anticipation throughout this match, and I think to Lau's credit, he read that rally really well. Minota's been putting pressure on him in the rear court, both corners
8.
throughout the match, and Lau was well awake
Play.
to it by the end of that rally as well.
Persistence pays off.
He's done very well to win that rally with the broken string too.
Minota heads for a change of racket.
Service over. 9 7.
It's a risky shot. I'm not sure whether Lau thought
10.
that might have been going long.
Game point 7.
Yeah, there was definitely thoughts going through his mind of perhaps letting that one drop. Decided against it though.
Fourth. Service over. 8 10.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Game.
That was not the serve he was looking for, facing
Second game won by
point.
HeyTour Hawks.
The lift and the
11,
easy winner
8.
for Minota.
1 game all.
So we go to a third, and this is mightily impressive from Minota because he's slightly out of sorts. I don't know physically he's 100%. In fact, we probably know, Ollie, thanks to your insight, that he's not. But he's finding a way to stay in the match.
Yeah, he is. He is very good at finding ways to adapt and be able to keep the pressure on his opponent without being able to put himself in jeopardy. And it's one of the things that he's really, really good at. I think it's clear that, yeah, his shoulders give him a little bit of grief. We see a couple of mistakes from the back line, especially with the cross court from his round the head corner, which probably puts the most strain on the shoulder, so he's struggling a little bit with that. But his ability to just make the right decision at the right time, he's had a lot of success with holding the shuttle at the net and being able to play into the back court of Edward Lau, just mixing that up, keeping him guessing. But Edward started to catch up with that again into the back end of that second game. So I think the start of this third game is going to be really key to who's going to come away with this one.
Edward Lau is just a perpetual motion. He's never standing still. Even with the coach, he's just on his toes, moving side to side. It's just a bundle of energy.
Edward, new shuttle.
Okay, well, this game, I think, is critical to the fortunes of both sides in this tie tonight.
Final game. Level.
Massive boost if the Hawks can go 2 up, but equally,
Play.
if the Tigers can win this one, gives them huge confidence going forward. It's the corner shot that set it up, wasn't it?
Service over. 1 love. Service over. 1 all.
That's a shout of pain from Minota.
2.
He's won the point
1.
here, but increasing concern about the welfare and the state of that shoulder.
Three.
I wonder
1.
if Lau realizes, because just needs to take his mistakes out of the game, force Minota into playing an extra shot every time.
4.
Good aggression and good power.
Service over. 2. 3.
Good power from Edward Lau to finish that rally off.
That is just such great control, and it's almost out of self-preservation.
Service over. 4. 2.
Yeah, it was well set up by Minota as well. Just made the decision to play a little bit softer, a little bit tighter to net, which he hasn't done much all game. It's a nice little variation.
Well, he's still prepared to play it. It's the shot that's hurting him most, I think, is that cross-court smash when he's essentially going outside in.
Time out, Tigers.
And the Tiger Broker Tigers, Henry Tam, calls timeout. Now, this is the coach able to have an influence, and if Edward Lau hasn't seen what's going on, maybe Henry Tam has, and maybe adjust what Lau should be doing here, which is, am I right, Ollie? You know, take a little edge off and just make Minota play as often as he can and push him into those corners?
Yeah, I think he just needs to prolong the rallies a little bit more. He's only a fraction, but been slightly over-eager in these first 7 points of this third and final game. But Minota's been very happy just to play what we call like a box singles and
20
basically
seconds.
take the front court away,
20 seconds.
play into the court, forcing Edward to lift up. So he can do that and take a step back and look for the flatter lifts to try and get in between and counter-attack that way, which he did actually pretty well, or has done well
2.
throughout most of this match so far.
Play.
Sounded for a moment like me in the kitchen doing the dishes, but it was support for the players. Wonderful. Great touch.
6-2.
Yeah, just a little too flat on the lift. A couple of shots prior from Edward Lau gives him Minota the opportunity to attack as he did.
Snatching at that one. I think the person responsible for the noise might be Aaron Calder Hawkins. Might have brought a little bit of Mulu country up from Hamilton.
Oh mate, there's nothing like the comforting sound of a cowbell to wake at a person's ears, eh?
It's just missed. Had the open court.
4-6.
Just gone long.
5-6.
They do call him the smiling assassin, Minota. He's such a delightful personality on and off court, but there's a grimace more often than not at the moment. It's just missed. Tactically, I think Lau's doing the right thing, but he's just missed.
Service over. 7-5.
Yeah, spot on. It's a great choice of shot from Edward Lau.
Fault.
Oh,
Edward.
yeah.
Edward Lau.
That's
Edward.
going down well with the umpire.
Don't
It
touch
is
that.
a sport that prides itself on that sportsmanship element and just
8.
throwing the racket out in
5.
frustration. In that moment, though, we just saw a snapshot of what this means to Edward Lau.
Service over. 6-8.
Yeah, absolutely. He's worked so hard to put himself in such a close position here in this third game.
Oh, that is very well played. This is a wonderful match. It's not always about
7.
brute force, out and out power.
8.
Picking your moments is just as important.
Yeah, we definitely saw the skill
of Edward Lau at the net in that rally as well.
Play.
Probably why Minota hasn't really allowed him to use that throughout this entire match so far.
Tiger Brokers Tigers are absolutely playing every
HeyTour
point
Hawks.
with Edward Lau. And Brent Miller has seen enough here to just call timeout and allow his charge just to regather himself.
Well-timed call, I think, from Brent Miller there, just to put a halt to proceedings and let Minota regather his thoughts. I don't think he's playing poorly. I think it's a really well-fought contest again from Edward. He played really well the last 3 rallies. If anything, Minota's just given him the chances to be a little more aggressive. So I think look for that after this little break from Minota to just try and keep things a little more down, a little more aggressive, and not give away the lift so easily.
Every point now critical. Remember, first to 11. Oh, he somehow got out of a tight situation after the serve and then dumps it into the net.
Serve is over. 9-8.
He's been so patient these last 4 or 5 points. Just had to lift that. Not enough yet.
No, exactly right. The quality of the net shot from Lau is very, very good.
Serve is over. 9-all.
Again, great control.
Serve is over. 10, match point 9.
Oh, and he's won it. That is really impressive, you know. Edward Lau has been superb. That is a wonderful display of men's singles from both players here. But Lau will have to wait and fight another day to try and take that big scalp. Marnie
Match won by
Minota,
HeyTour Hawks.
not 100%.
11.
But man, he found the shots when he needed them.
11-9.
Yeah, gutsy performance from both players, I think, to see Edward Lau fight back in that third game as well from 8-5 behind to bring it back to 9-all, to give himself a real chance at beating Minota, I think, for the first time. But again, just that little bit of experience that Minota has being the difference at the end. We saw this variety in the serve, just serving short and wide on match point to anticipate the straight lift. So clever from him, and his sound decision making throughout the night was what got him across the line. He's with Andrew now.
Thanks, Ollie. I got to ask you, how's the shoulder? Obviously, that was hurting you 2 or 3 times.
Oh, I would say a few times, yeah. Especially on the round head corner, overhead corner. So, but that's okay. I have to manage it somehow.
So get the 2 matches out of the way. It was good for you, obviously, to just keep playing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like, I just have to get through this match, and I have sort of a break now that I can do some exercises for my shoulder and then get better again if I need to go again on the court.
Great performance from Edward. I mean, there's some really good talent. Oscar, Edward, yourself, others, some real challenges for that top spot in New Zealand.
Oh, 100%, definitely Edward. Yeah, he's a really good player. He reads the game quite well as well, and he's a patient player as well. He likes to rally and then looks for the opportunity. So I would say, yeah, good potential in him. So yeah.
2 from 2 to get the team underway, but we've already seen in this competition that's no guarantee. So the momentum, you've got to carry that on now. So you'll get the shoulder right, but you'll be cheerleading as well, will you, on the sideline?
100%, definitely. I'll scream my lungs out now. So yeah, I'll be sitting on the chair, but still going over my shoulder and going over my screaming and stuff. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well done, mate. Great performance. Great performance. Mani Manota with a win in the men's singles, and in some ways against the odds, having to overcome clearly an injury to that right shoulder. But he says he will come back later for the Golden Game if he's required. But his team has control at the moment. Will they maintain that? We'll find out in a moment. It is the women's singles next. Well, welcome back, the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, and it is the HeyTour Hawks who very much have control of this tie tonight against the Tiger Brokers Tigers. They've won the opening 2 matches, and Abhinav Manota has been crucial to both, helping his team away with a mixed doubles win with Erina Calder-Hawkins, and then having just won that thrilling men's singles match 11-9 in the third over Edward Lau. But we've seen already in this competition that 2-0 is not a safe lead. It can change very quickly. Next up is women's singles, then we go men's doubles, women's doubles, and we'll round it out with that mixed doubles clash. But let's welcome our women's singles players on courts as they are next to take to the action here. It will be Courtney Trillo for the Hawks and Sally Fu for the Tigers. Well, Sally Fu certainly comes in as favourites, current number 2 ranked in women's singles, but Courtney carries a current ranking of number 3, so on her day, well and truly capable.
That's a good one. Good luck.
Players
Good luck.
will
Oh, so that.
go through the
Right, do you want to
rematch
turn
here
that?
with Kelvin. Kelvin
Right,
Sweet.
so Connie, you could toss black or green? Green? Black for you, Sally? Green. You receive. Which side do you have your side? You.
Courtney choosing to receive. What's the key here for Courtney? She appeared last week to struggle to get into the match just from a confidence point of view. Is it obvious she needs to start well?
That'll definitely help. You're not wrong. It's she's physically where her strengths lie. She's able to get a lot of shuttles back. Doesn't put as much pressure on as perhaps someone like Sally Fu would. So I think you're right. Be able to, not necessarily winning the rallies, but just being able to play long, well-constructed rallies early on and be really good for her confidence and help her get into the match.
Sally Fu, 21 years of age, out of Auckland. And those rankings clearly indicate she doesn't play a lot of mixed doubles.
No, that's true.
Players do choose. There are a number that might be a triple threats and play across all three disciplines. But not everyone. Here's Courtney, who, by contrast, is very much a single specialist. Again, the rankings highlight that. 24 years of age and out of Counties Association. And as you say, Ollie, her physical ability to wear an opponent down is one of her great strengths. So she'll look to try and lengthen those rallies as often as she can. Take a little energy and a little impetus away from Sally Fu. And just to underline that, through the bio for Courtney Trillo, she says she loves the early morning runs. And I can certainly confirm I'm in the club that prefers not to go for the early morning run.
Ready to play?
This is a critical one, you would think, for the Tigers. I would suggest they can ill afford to go 3 love down in this tie.
Yeah, especially with the closeness on paper anyway of the last 3 matches, to be able to have to win all 3 of them is a position that, yeah, you wouldn't really want to be in as a Tigers player, coach or fan. But I think they've got a good chance here with Sally Fu in this ladies singles.
Sally Fu's ambition is to look to represent New Zealand at the Commonwealth Games 2022 and the Olympics in 2024. The way things are going, she might have a shot at the Tokyo Olympics if they keep delaying.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Of course, put off to 2021.
on my right, Tiger Brokers Tigers, represented by Sally Fu. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Courtney Trillo. Tiger Broker Tigers to serve. Love all. Play. One love.
Straight away we see the power from Sally Fu.
Just as importantly, I think already we see a little anxiety
Two
from Courtney.
love.
Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just play each point.
Yeah, I think you're right. The start of that second rally was good.
Love.
Just to play clears in both corners to the back of the court. Don't try and win your points too soon.
4 love.
Play yourself into the match by constructing your rallies.
Service over. 1-4. Service over.
Well, we know about the power, but if
5,
she's going to
1.
have that sort of touch, Sally Fu, she'll be tough to beat. Well played, that's better.
Service over.
The feel
2,
for the shuttle on the
5.
racket. Oh, that is brilliant. What a shot.
3, 5.
Yeah, sublime touch to be able to play it that tight to the net from that position she was.
Four, 5.
There's Sally Fu.
Service over.
Asserts some authority.
6, 4. Service over. 5, 6.
That's the sort of rally we're going to need to see from Courtney Trill on a consistent basis tonight for her to really put some pressure on and challenge Sally Fu.
Well, first job well and truly achieved here.
6,
She's absolutely
oh.
in the match. Needs to build from this. And she is.
7, 6.
And the power too. This is superb. What a comeback. The next question for Courtney Trillo is having the nerve to close out a game.
8, 6.
I think really important she just continues playing the way she is at the moment.
Didn't quite get the
Service
preparation.
over. 7, 8.
Clever shot from Sally Fu there.
Just catching through flat-footed.
Service over. 9, 7.
Courtney
10,
Trillo,
game
I
point.
think was 4 love down.
7.
And now with game point, 3 game points. Just caught the line.
Service over. 8, 10.9, 10.
Game point save.
10, all.
Sally Fu just allows herself just a little shout of exultation there, just a degree of job well done, but still the game not won. And another game point now for Trillo.
11-10. Service over. 11-all.
Well, she absolutely bossed that rally, Trillo.
Service over. 12-11.
Yeah, good decision making in that rally from Trillo. Just able to maintain control of it right throughout.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. And she deserves a smile, and it went from ear to ear. Courtney Trillo.
13-11.
Wow, what a turnaround. Looked like a deer in the headlights through the opening exchanges, but just flicked a switch, almost like she heard you, Ollie, and just started to rally, just started to get into the points.
Yeah, I think she probably got a lot of confidence from the touch that she was able to find on the drop shots as well. Able to play those really tight, but just good, like I said, good strong decision making, able to put the shuttle in areas where she's not able to be exposed, and Sally Fu's not able to use her power to generate points and pressure. So I think look for a little bit of a tactical change from Sally Fu early on in the second game to try and punch a bit more clears into Courtney Trillo's backhand corner and try and take the initiative that way. But yeah, impressive turnaround from Trillo from 4-love down in that opener.
And we saw that the game play to her strengths, and that is her court speed, her court coverage and fitness. And she certainly looks like she could play all day long at that pace. So just getting some instruction there from Brent Miller. So this, without question, would be an upset. But as we talked about going into the match, not one that would come as a complete surprise. Trillo, well performed. But if she's able to finish this now and put the HeyTour Hawks up 3-love, well, they're guaranteed of 1 point tonight anyway, if they do go to 3-love, because the only way they could lose the tie would be to lose in a golden game.
Thank you, Simon.
That's for us to
20
ponder,
seconds.
and for Courtney Trillo to put out of her
20
mind. She needs to stay very much in the moment, the 24-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely. Just needs to continue her game plan of using the rear court
Second
well.
game. Love all. Play.
Certainly has Sally Fu rattled here.
1-love.
Absolutely. They're just forcing her to play a style of badminton she's not 100% comfortable with.
Love.
Yeah, when you're not 100% comfortable in the way you're playing, it can create a little insecurity and end up with a couple of mistakes, as we've seen early on here.
Service over.
Henry Tam might be ready to pounce with that timeout card.
1-2.
That's better from Sally Fu, bit of power. Cross-court drive.
2-all.
That's just too easy.
Service over. 3-2.
And that is the Sally Fu
Service over.
we know and expect to see.
3-all. Four, 3.
Trillo
5,
knows that was
3.
an opportunity. Frank Miller just trying to encourage at every opportunity.
Six, 3.
Danger signs here now. Sally Fu goes on a bit of a point scoring
7,
run.
3. Service over. 4-7. Five, 7.
Oh, when it's your night, it's your night. We do describe it so often as luck, Ollie, but
6,
if you're good enough
7.
to have the shuttle sit there and then fall over the other side, well played. This is a great response from Trillo.
7-all. Service over. 8-7. Seven.
So 3 game points now for Sally Fu to level this one up.
Game point 7.
And takes it at the first opportunity, so we're level at 1-1.
Second game won by
showing
Tiger
no
Brokers
signs that
Tigers.
she's about to go away here.
11-7.
Sally Fu not at her best throughout that second game, but just dialed it up a little in the second half to win it easily, perhaps more easily than that might have otherwise been suggested.
Yeah, I think we really saw her start to find some form, especially early on in that second game. Perhaps a slight lapse in concentration through the middle there to give her a few easy points away, but finished strong. So I think we'll continue to see more of that aggression from Sally in this third game. Being able to use the back line, get the right height on her clears, take Courtney Trillo out of position and use the angles to attack instead of the full power that she usually goes with. That's been a lot more effective for her, especially in that second game.
Both coaches just having a word. Brent Miller is very much more animated. Henry Tam just quietly chatting with Sally. Sally with a long record of representation for New Zealand at the World Juniors in 2015, 16 and 17. The Oceania Junior Team champs on a couple of occasions. And of course, twice in 2017 and 19, representing New Zealand at the Sudirman Cup. So she'll have experienced this kind of pressure plenty of times before.
Final game. Love all. Play.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Service over. 1 love.
Still back on her heels.
Service over. 1 all.
Might have caught a bit of the frame, I think.
2-1.
Bit of a miss hit from Trillo there that gave that point away.
Wide.
Service
Zen
over.
Side the back line, but it was wide.
2 all.
Been beaten with that shot 2 or 3
Service
times, hasn't
over.
she, Trillo?
Yeah, spot on there, Andrew. Again, Sally Fu opting to go with the slice as opposed to the full power smash. Just means it's a little bit steeper, so she's not
3,
exposed
2.
to a counter attack as she has been a couple of times.
Courtney Trillo was willing that one wide.
Service over. 3 all. Service over. 4-3.
Unforced mistakes will very much be your enemy
5,
in this format of the
3.
game. Those are the sorts of rallies that Trillo has to welcome.
Absolutely great shot choice from her throughout that rally.
Service over. 4-5.
Able to mix it up and use the drop shot as well to make sure that Sally can't wait in the back corners for the flat clears. It's got to be a little bit
Service
careful.
over. 6-4.
Just that she doesn't try for too much in the drop shot, use it as a positional play as opposed to an outright winner.
Timeout.
Brent Miller has
HeyTour
waved the
Hawks.
card and said, I want to have a chat here. His last couple of rallies, though, even though having just lost that one, she can't afford to go away from that game plan. That's how she'll win the match. But as you say, Ollie, don't look for outright winners. Be patient. Wait for the winning point to come to you rather than looking for it and searching for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen, I think, a lot of Courtney Trillo's points have been won from either a counter-attack from a slightly loose shot from Sally Fu or a really well-played drop shot, but she's been able to
7-4.
Sally around the court first, so there is open space to play the drop shot into without trying to force it when there's not space there.
No power, and that's a backhand, and certainly not
8-4.
close enough to the net. Just sat up for Sally Fu.
Service over.
Needs to make a move here now, Trillo.
8.
Needs to close this gap. Got the opportunity. Played the heavy forehand. The smash proved to be good enough.
8.
I like the decision for her to start the rally with a short serve as well. Just takes a little bit of the speed out of it and doesn't give Sally Fu the initiative straight away.
Oh, this is good.
7-8.
Great counter-attack from Trillo there. Seizing on the opportunity that the full power smash from Sally Fu gives her.
Service over. Nine, 7.
And that brings up 3 match points now for Sally Fu. What a match it's been. She has been pushed to her limits.
10.
Courtney
Match
Trillo
point,
has contributed
7.
to this big time. She may not be done just yet.
Game.
A brave effort just comes up short. Sally Fu wins it, and the Tiger Broker Tigers are on the board in this one, winning it in 3. And in a similar vein, really, to the win by Minota earlier in the men's singles, had to find a way, had to look for
Won
the
by
shots,
Tiger
put under
Brokers
huge
Tigers.
pressure, but in the end, a very impressive win.
11-7, 11-7.
Yeah, great to see a much improved performance, I think, from Courtney Trillo tonight, especially off the back of last week, when she wasn't really allowed to get into the match at all, but great fighting spirit that we saw to get off to a great start, especially in that first game, and really put Sally Fu under pressure throughout the entire contest, never really allowed to get away with anything loose or really get into the match. So she fought hard, and here she is with Andrew for her comments now.
Thanks, Ollie. Wow, Sally, that was some match. Courtney pushed you the whole way.
Definitely, yeah. She played really well. She was like raging around the court quite quickly as well, and couldn't keep up in the first set. But yeah, it was good.
I guess you knew to expect that. I mean, that's her game, isn't it? So what went wrong early on for you, and what did you change to put it right?
I think I rushed it a bit too much in the front, in the court, and I tried to attack too early, and she was already there, and she just kept moving me, which is really smart of her. And then towards the late end of the match, I played it out more. I was more patient, and yeah, it was really good.
Well, well done, because champions find a way, and you found a way to win, and you've got your team on the board. That's important, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Well done, well done. So they are on the board indeed, and that sets up the rest of the tie. The Hawks still in front by 2 matches to 1. Stay with us. The next match is just around the corner here in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League.
Well, welcome back to the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, and this tie between the HeyTour Hawks and the Tiger Brokers Tigers now nicely set up, courtesy of that win, a come-from-behind win in the women's singles for Sally Fu. But they do trail. The Hawks have the lead 2-1 over the Tigers. They did, of course, win the first two matches with the mixed doubles and the men's singles. Let's have a look at the way the rest of the night plays out and who is involved. Our final mixed doubles is the decider, perhaps, women's doubles. But up next, it is the men's doubles that we welcome on court here at the Waitakere Badminton Centre. As we look forward to first look at Danny Ode and Ryan Tong up against Jonathan Curtin and Dakman Vong, who we saw earlier in the mixed doubles in match one. And this one, Oliver Layden-Davis, certainly on paper appears very tough to pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very much 50-50 on paper anyway. I think look to Dakman and Jonathan Curtin to kind of control it in the way they structure their play, and their skill set around the net perhaps is a little bit better than Danny Ode and Ryan Tong, but very, very little to separate these two pairs.
Good luck to games. Good luck to games. Okay, so if we can face Jonathan, black or green? Green? Green it is. Danny will receive. Jonathan will receive. Are you happy on that side? Great.
Simon Lin, the man in control of this one, with service judge Justin Zoll. So certainly for the Tiger Brokers, they'll have been buoyed by that performance from Sally Fu. I'm sure the boys have been watching that and will be ready to go. Jonathan Curtin at 27 years of age. I'm sure that he is 20. Is he 27? That's good, because my information was wrong. So 27, we'll go with the official information, which is right. So a bit of experience on his side, a finalist at the New Zealand Champs in the doubles in 2019. It's Ryan Tong in the colours of the Hawks. Ryan at 19, currently ranked at 12 in the men's doubles. Plays out of Auckland. Far side of the court as we look at Danny Ode at 29, number 6 in the country in men's doubles. Also has a very high ranking of 2 in the mixed doubles, and is certainly the senior partner in that HeyTour Hawks combination. Dakman Vong, who's just to the right of screen there as he warms up. We've already seen Dakman in that
ready
opening
to play
mixed doubles, so he'll be attuned to the conditions that I have to tell you, on the outside of the stadium in Auckland, it is absolutely hosing it down. So good for those dams, not good for me, because I didn't bring an umbrella and I've got quite a walk to the car. So, but it does look like the bad weather's settled into Auckland. It's bad weather that's much needed for the region. All right, Ollie, this is your specialty, your area of expertise. Who wins it? There we go. Put you right on the spot.
All right, I'll put it out there. I'll go with the Tigers. I think Jonathan and Dakman to take this one out. It won't be easy. It could well be 3 games. So I think they'll come away with it in the end.
Okay, let's see how that plays out. Final couple of warm-up swings and
ladies and gentlemen,
here we go.
On my right, Tiger Brokers Tiger, represented by Jonathan Curtin, Dakman Vong. On my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Danny Ode, Ryan Tong. Tigers Brokers Tigers to serve, Jonathan Curtin to Danny Ode. Love all. Play.
I think
one love.
Little wry smile there, knows he got away with one.
Service over. 1-all.
straight away an intent for Danny O to make a move to the front of the court.
Well, we're in for a bit of fun here, aren't we? This is a good quality start.
Change.
Good rally from both pairs.
2-1.
Seeing the offense change a couple of times within that rally. Shuttle seems to be a little bit slow just after fluffing up a bit.
Service over. 2-all. Three, two. Service over. 3-all. Service over.
Danny Otis so quick to pounce, isn't he? If the serve's not
3.
right, he's going to punish you.
Yeah, he's got a good strong forearm as well, so he's able to generate a lot of power from a short swing.
Service over. 4-all.
Yeah, they were in trouble the moment there was confusion.
5-4.
Right until the last shot, it was a high quality rally again.
6-4.
A little bit of breathing space for the Tigers. Not for long.
It's over. 5-6. All. Service over. 7-6.
It's a game of small margins. Curtin and Vong in front 8-6, but these rallies are changing on the smallest of margins.
It's good aggressive play in the defense from Dakman Vong towards the end of that rally. It's what set it up, gave the Tigers the initiative.
9-6.
Yeah, great shot, Danny O.
It's over.
Some high quality returns of serve in the
7-9.
Oh, set it up.
It's over.
Tong couldn't capitalise.
10. Game point 7.
It's long, and that is the first game. But I think Ode and Tong have shown enough here that they are genuine contenders in this one. It's,
First game won by Tiger
Zach
Brokers
Manvong.
Tiger, 11-7.
Just winning the big points and making the right decisions in the crucial moments.
I think we saw a real step up and level from Dakman Vong, especially from the Tiger side. Just in the last 4 or 5 points of that game, showed a bit more aggression and took charge stepping in. He's got good skills in the racket, especially in the mid and the front court. Dakman, sometimes he has a tendency to be a little bit passive and wait for the shuttle to come to him. That wasn't the case there. He really took a step forward and was able to play the block and get the shuttle coming up, use his skills and creativity in the front court and the mid court. So pleasing to see from the Tigers' perspective, and I think he'll need to continue that into the second game for them to continue this dominance.
And Danny Oates certainly is the senior player of the Hawks combination. So just not quite gelling at crucial moments. Ode and Tong just trying to find their way as a pairing. As I say, certainly showing enough that they are well in this match.
Important for the Hawks pair that they just mix it up a little bit more from the back line when they have the offense. Everything at the moment's coming quite hard, which just makes it a nice
Second game.
easy rhythm for the Tigers players to stand
Level.
in defense.
Play. One love. Bolt.
Well, there's a real
2
risk here
love.
from the Hawks' perspective that the Tigers could assert real dominance.
Three love.
Oh, what reactions. There's an apology, but don't apologise.
4 love. Out. Service over. 1-4.
Oh, that is superb. That's what you're
over.
talking about, that the Hawks need to find a little more of the subtlety from the back of the court.
5-1.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what they need to copy, essentially. It's a great shot from Curtin.
Service over. 2-5. Fault.
They're hanging tough here. The Hawks
3,
hanging in.
5.
more than hanging in. They've largely wiped out that 4-love deficit.
4-5. It's over.
It's the benefit of a right-hand, left-hand combination as well. Probably not the shot that Danny O would have liked to play if he could have that one again.
Well, and you've made the point, Ollie, it invites the counter-attack, doesn't it? The faster the shuttle gets back over the other
6,
side, the faster it can
4.
come back at you.
Absolutely, especially if it's still travelling upwards when
Jonathan.
it hits your racket.
It's over. 5, 6.
Clever attack that from the Hawks, actually. A few more errors coming from the racket of Curtin in the second game.
Oh, it's long. Well, that time it was Jackman Vong getting a little excited.
6-all. Played.
Power pays off on that occasion.
Seven, 6.
This really is a superb turnaround here. They were love 4 down in this game, the Hawks.
Oh.
And now they are very firm favourites to win it. The margin's only 2, but remember it's only to 11.
6.
This is an amazing turnaround.
9-6.
Yeah, real step up of intensity from both players in the Hawks pair. It's really good to see they've really taken charge.
Whoa!
4 game points.
10 game point 6.
10-2 since that 4-love lead.
Fault. It's over.
Stops the rot for now
7,
anyway.
10. Eight, 10.
And there it is. What a turnaround. They level it up at 1 game apiece. But when you're down a game and down 4
Second
love,
game won by
that
HeyTour
shows
Hawks.
some real
11-8.
mental fortitude. Not
1
to mention
game all.
a tactical change. What did you see, Ollie, that brought about that change?
Yeah, I think, again, a real intent to step forward and look to cover the soft shots early that the Tigers were playing. So just to really try and become as early as possible on the net so they can get the shuttle going down. And a few errors creeping in from the racket of Jonathan Curtin as well, and the defense especially, I think. So look for the Hawks to continue directing their attack at him, I think, early on in the third game. Perhaps not quite feeling as comfortable as he would like tonight.
Listen, with the tie delicately poised at 2-1 to the Hawks over the Tigers. Every win just gets the Hawks closer to picking up a maximum 3 points if they can. So, make for a fascinating league table.
Thank you.
Of course, essentially round robin play before we decide on who the finalists will be at the conclusion of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Really has been a revelation for the sport and for the players, the officials, the sponsors involved. It has been one of the great success stories already in a post-COVID environment.
Final game. Love all. Play.
A sporting landscape that has changed dramatically. That momentum continues.
1 love. Fault. Service over. 1-all. Two, 1. Three, 1.
Much better defense from the Tigers as a pair already in this third game.
Fault.
Yeah, they were in trouble. It was a minor miracle. They stayed in that point for as long as they did.
I think Curtin's starting to
4,
feel a lot more comfortable
1.
in defense now. It's good to see from a Tigers perspective.
Did lead 4-love though in that second game. And
Service
apology
over.
from Danny O, but he pounced,
2-4.
took the risk and got the reward. Oh, Danny O was too busy watching his partner scramble and he couldn't get there for the drop shot. That was quite the effort from Ryan Tong, but all proving to no avail. I'm not surprised they've got to get out there and just dry that court surface. 5-2 in the race to 11 though, at 1 game apiece. Fancy being a Tigers supporter right now.
5-2. Service over. 3-5.
This is following a very similar pattern. Down in the second game, the one at 11-8. They were 4-1 down here, and now they're at 5-all. That racket's done its job. Needs to be restrung. Get a freshie.
6-5. 5. It's over. 6 all.
Good steep attack from the Tigers. Forced a miss hit from the racket of Danny Ode.
Turn defence into attack very quickly.
7 6. Change. Danny.
Brilliant rally. Both pairings here
8,
stepping up.
6.
It is Curtin and Vong just edge clear.
It's over. 7 8.
Couldn't get there.
It's over. 9 7.
Curtin here needs to hold his nerve.
It's over.
Got some power, doesn't he, Ryan Song? It's just brute force.
8 9.
Oh, what a decision.
9 all.
Great badminton.
Timeout.
Henry Tam says at this critical
Tiger
juncture,
Brokers, Tiger.
I'll just add to the tension and call pause on proceedings at 9 all. And frankly, that's just take a risk because this could favour either side here at 9 all. 2 points away from victory or defeat, but Henry Tam just wants a word.
Yeah, real momentum breaker as well from Henry Tam there. Good decision, I think, to call it when he did.
Didn't say much, did he? So just wanted to call a halt to proceedings temporarily anyway. As the coaches have one timeout card they can play per
9
match.
all. Play.
Oh, confusion at the worst possible moment brings up match point.
10. Match point 9.
Well long.
It's over. 10 all.
Must win by 2, remember. Oh, Danny Ode was willing that one wide.
It's over. 11 10.
Every other player is just fully intent on this match.
Fault.
Oh, it's called fault, it's called fault, and the win goes to the Hawks. That is remarkable. They dropped the first game, and they were behind big time in both games 2 and 3, but found a way to dig themselves out of a hole. Brilliant recovery from Danny Ode and Ryan Tong in a quite brilliant match of men's doubles.
Match won by HeyTour Hawks, 7-11, 11-8, 12-10.
It's almost as if the deficit in both sets, both games, allowed Danny Ode and Ryan Tong just to loosen up a little bit and play with a bit more freedom. Really good to see the aggression, I think, from them. They were able to step in and take charge, especially at the front of the court, not allowing the Tigers pair to play the net and therefore gain that initiative. Stood well and really solid in the defense. Not a lot of soft play from the Hawks pair, but they had the opportunities and they took them when they came. So they're with Andrew now.
Thanks, Ollie. I don't know, guys, do we have to put you 4-love or 4-1 down in every game? I mean, what was going on? You found the way to fight back in games 2 and 3 when it looked like you dug yourself a huge hole.
That's all for dramatic effect.
Well, it worked. It worked. That was some game, though, wasn't it? You must have enjoyed that.
It was pretty fun. It's been a while since we played competitive badminton, so it's good to run around, yell, let loose. It's all good.
Is that a little bit of this? It's a great competition. It's high quality, but is that ultimately there's a little bit of that in everyone? Is it you just want to get out here and play after what everyone's gone through?
Yeah, especially after the lockdown, 6-8 weeks of doing nothing. I just want to get out and just win, really. Yeah.
Combination-wise, you're seeing improvements already because a lot of the combinations are very new. Is this new for you two playing together?
Oh yeah, very new. Danny used to be my coach, so. Yeah, so now we're playing together, so we're equal now, so hey buddy.
How old does that make you feel, mate?
Oh, when I found out Ryan's age, it made me really, really old. Felt really old.
Well done. That was a wonderful match and a great win coming from behind. Well done, fellas. That really does set it up too for the Hawks because they very much have control of this tie. Still 2 matches to play though, and up next it is the women's doubles.
Well, welcome back to the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League as we've just witnessed a wonderful, wonderful men's doubles clash. It could have gone either way, took so many twists and turns, but in the end it was a win for the Hawks to extend to 3-1, the HeyTour Hawks over the Tiger Brokers Tigers, meaning that they're all but 6 matches, of course, so 4 wins on the night will win all 3 points on offer. The only 2 matches to come. We have the mixed doubles to round out the evening, but up next, it is the women's doubles about to make their way on court here at the Waitakere Badminton Centre. Smile there from Sally Fu. Might still be smiling about her winning the singles. She was pushed all the way by Courtney Trillo. So we see Sally Fu and Erina Calder-Hawkins return, having already played tonight. But for the first time, we will see Jasmine Ng and Justine Villegas.
Welcome.
As we'll leave Justin Zoll to take us through the pre-match.
Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so I have red color or green color. Who's called? Green, red, sure. Green. Serve, who's the receiver? You, and which and this side, sure.
So now look at these combinations. And this superstar talent out here on court, I can tell you in this match. Superstar talent and emerging talent. Erina Calder-Hawkins to the right of picture there in the whites are primarily white colours of the Hawks at 22 years of age. Is already impressed tonight with the role that she played in the win in the mixed with Abhinav Minota. Justine Villegas for the Tigers at 24 years of age. A women's doubles ranking of 10 in New Zealand. Does have considerable experience though, and is a player that will like to control that net. Her partner is Sally Fu. Already seen Sally and talked about what she brings to the sport, and it's an all-round game. She's currently ranked at 2 in singles and 1 in women's doubles, so equally comfortable in both disciplines. Jasmine Ng at 23. First look at Jasmine tonight for the Hawks. The women's doubles ranking of 6 in New Zealand.
Ready to play.
So on paper, Oliver Layden-Davis joining me in commentary again. Do we say Sally Fu and Justine Villegas are the favourites?
I'd put it maybe 55-45 if I was going to split it as a percentage, but again, very, very little between these 2 pairs. I think the only reason I'd give them a slight advantage is that perhaps got a few more weapons than Calder-Hawkins and Jasmine Ng have, but again, very, very little to separate.
So buckle in, everyone, and get ready for another potentially very close clash. And remember that perhaps the desperation as well for the Tigers might just add to that or give them that extra 5%.
Players
because,
ready?
Their backs are against the wall. They have to win to stay in the tie.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Tiger Focus Tigers, represented by Sally Fu and Justine Villegas. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Erina Calder-Hawkins and Jasmine Ng. HeyTour Hawks to serve. Jasmine Ng to Sally Fu. Level, play.
That's a sign of what's to come. It's going to be most entertaining.
1 love.
Great spot, isn't it?
Service over. 1 all.
You'd love having Justine Villegas as your partner. I reckon she's run a mile already in this. She's got amazing court coverage.
Yeah, it's definitely the preferred formation as well for the Tigers pair to have her at the front of the court. It's quite dangerous with her racket speeds. Worked really hard on it, I know, as well for the last 12 months, so it's really paying off for her.
From Ing. Sally Fu's always going to pounce on that sort of an opportunity.
2.
Again, good placement though down the centre of the court.
Service over. 3 4.
Oh, plenty of animation, plenty of emotion. Perhaps not enough dinner. Trying to eat the racket. Just looked to be a lot of moving parts in that service action there from Calder Hawkins. A fatal flaw if you are to lift that shuttle half court for Sally Fu. She will destroy you every time. Tigers on a bit of a march here.
Certainly feel the momentum well and truly with the Tigers at the moment.
It's proving to be a very effective combination. Sally Fu is winning many of the rallies with the smash, but it's Villegas setting it up with her all-court play. so far. What's the decision? What's the decision?
Gone to player-let. I think line judge unsighted. Umpire Justin Zoe unsighted as well.
Well, I thought for a moment our camera operator was about to call it for the officials. Looked like he had a pretty good view. For the moment, I won't drop that camera operator in it. Just about signaled, didn't he?
He's had a great position to make the goal too.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. What a way to win the game. And in the context, Ollie, of what's been a very even encounter through the night, that's pretty dominant.
Yeah, it's really important, I think, again, for the Tigers to get off to a good start, being obviously 3-1 behind in the tie, but great energy from both Villegas and Sally Fu. Played really well and able to get into that preferred formation as well, with Sally Fu at the back of the court predominantly, and able to use her power to generate the attack and win the points for both of them, actually. It's like full credit to Villegas as well with the way that she's able to play the net and get the lift for Sally Fu to be able to attack in the way that she does as well.
The Tigers asserted their dominance and their game plan. It was clear. What wasn't so clear, they couldn't get into the match. The Hawks, it was, you know, what is the pattern? What is the approach? They just never found any rhythm, did they?
No, I think, again, for them, their goal needs to be to try and put Villegas on the back line a little bit more. She's not as dangerous as Sally Fu is, so they were able to do it on a couple of occasions, but just not consistently enough, I think, to take the pressure down a notch and be able to control and even counter-attack from defensive situations. So look for them to try and do that a little bit more in the second game, and I think they're going to need to try and play themselves back into the match.
Reminding you that it is the HeyTour Hawks that lead the tie, 3 matches to 1.
Second game.
So the Tigers have to win this.
Level. Play.
And at the moment, they look unstoppable.
Sub is over. 1-all.
Jasmine Ng's trying to lift her team here, very vocal. Serve won't help though.
Sub is over. 2-1.
Unforced error from Sally.
Sub is over. 2-all.
Good defense from Calder Hawkins.
3-2.
They're having a great giggle here.
Great recovery from Jasmine Ng after she made friends with the A-board on the side of the court.
She's
play.
It's lovely in her animation, isn't she? And I think she is actually doing this to try and lift the team, get them into this match. Tip there mid-point. Villegas trying to get to net, but I don't think it worked. It ended up putting Sally Fu in a bad spot.
2.
Yeah, already better signs from the Hawks in the second game. Sitting there a little more aggressive, able to have the offense a bit more, and Jasmine Ng able to play Calder Hawkins in at the net.
Again, success in the middle from Sally Fu with her attack.
It's over.
3, 4.
Sure how loud it is through our microphones, but I can tell you the sound of the rain on the Waitakere Stadium, it sounds like the dams will be full in about half an hour.
Five, 4.
Fu and Villegas, are they back in control? There's your answer.
Service over. 5, all.
Pretty resounding no. Oh, that is world class.
Service over. 6, 5. Time out, Hawks.
HeyTour Hawks, Brent Miller just wants to try and slow this momentum down. So often when a coach calls timeout, that seems to be the factor behind it. We're leading Calder Hawkins and Ing, but Fu and Villegas have just found their mojo again, haven't they?
Yeah, just been able to score a couple more points, attacking down the center again. So perhaps that's a talking point for Brent Miller in this timeout. Who's going to step forward and try and take the initiative there? I think it's important if they put Villegas on the back line that whoever's on the cross court from her can take one step forward and
20
try and look
seconds.
to push in
20 seconds.
and even counter attack if they have the opportunity.
7, 5.
Eliminate any confusion between the two players in the defense.
Play.
Starting to run away with it now.
Service over. 6, 8. Service over. 9, 6.
Oh, what a recovery from Fu.
10, match point 6.
This to take the tie to 3-2 in the favour of the Hawks. The Tigers would be alive going into the last match. Well, the Hawks might be circling, but they're going to have to wait a little while because the Tigers are still very much alive. That is a dominant performance by Fu and Villegas. They win this women's doubles 11-5, 11-6, and we go to the last match of the tie with the Tigers a chance of forcing a golden game.
11-6.
Really strong performance from the Tigers in the women's doubles. We really saw the power of Sally Fu show through, and a lot of that match, especially in the back half of both games, I think was quite even up until the midpoint of each, but the Tigers pair were really quite rampant towards the end. It's more consistent, more aggressive, and able to generate their points using their weapons that they have really, really well. So their comments with Andrew now.
Thanks, Ollie. Quite a combination. You guys working well together. I mean, trying to boss the back of the court, and you're just running around. She's saying, go get that one, go get that one. But in all seriousness, you two are gelling quite nicely.
Thank you. I think we work really well. And I think Sally's actually doing all the running. So I think it's good because she's quite dominant at the back. And I'm a lot more comfortable at the front. So it was really fun to play with Sally, yeah.
You look to be very effective, especially when you were attacking down the middle of the court. Was that a tactic?
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the tactics, and also just trying to hit to the sideline to get the opponents moving as well. Yeah.
Were you thinking of the scoreboard pressure at all? You guys had to win that to keep the tie alive. Did you talk about that going into it?
No, she was actually telling me to calm down. We didn't talk about it too much, otherwise I'd get too nervous. But it was good because Jasmine and Erin are really good as a pair, and they played quite a while together, and we haven't played that much, so it was good.
Which makes the performance all the more impressive because they are a very good combination. Congratulations, well done. Certainly keeps the tie alive. The Tigers are trailing 3-2, but they go into the mixed doubles knowing that they have a chance to force a golden game. That's coming up next, the mixed doubles. Welcome back in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, and we have an exciting conclusion in store on this night 4 of this fledgling, but frankly quite brilliant competition put together by Badminton New Zealand. That's why
It's fascinating because the HeyTour Hawks are unable to close out the tie in that women's doubles. The Tiger Brokers Tigers keeping it alive with the win to Sally Fu and Justine Villegas. And that means it all comes down to this final clash. It is the mixed doubles that will decide the fate. Who wins the points? Are we going to a golden game, or will the HeyTour Hawks win it and take all 3 points to the league table? Here they come. Justine Villegas involved again, as is Jasmine Ng. So 2 players backing up from that women's doubles. Whilst we also see again Danny Ode and Edward Lau back on court. Oliver Leighton-Davis, this is set up superbly, isn't it? I can't recall on any of the 4 nights so far where it hasn't gone down to the final match. It's quite brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've been at 3-2 in all 4 matches so far, so really close contests across all 4 teams. So.
Melvin Sui will control this one with Simon Lin, service judge.
Right, so Jasmine, you got a toss. Green or black? Black. So green for you. Justine. Black. You will receive. Which side do you want? You want to stay on the side? Which serves? Justine will serve and... Yeah.
I think we're sorted, are we? So the other players will watch, they'll support, but they'll also just have an eye on the score because they might need to warm up. If we go to 3-3 and we go to golden game, let me quickly tell you how that's decided. The coaches will come in and they will one by one eliminate a match. So in other words, if a coach decides, well, I actually don't want to play women's singles, I think we're up against it. So that coach will eliminate women's singles, and so we go on until we have 1 match left. Justine Villegas, who we've just seen, so impressive in that women's doubles, backing up now with a mixed doubles national ranking of 5. She will try to force that golden game for the Tigers if she can. Danny Ode for the Hawks. He's already been out on the floor in that brilliant win in the men's doubles with Ryan Tong. He will partner Jasmine Ng, 23 years of age, mixed doubles ranking of 3, very much at home in the doubles format. Pretty much her go, isn't it? And we also have a look there at Edward Lau, the youngster, singles ranking of 1, mixed doubles ranking of 1 at 19 years of age. Oliver Leighton-Davis, that's kind of impressive.
That's very impressive, yeah. I think full credit to him as well, especially the last 12 months. He's come on and developed a long way.
Ready to play?
As a player, and it's often difficult, you know, in your first year as a senior, trying to make that transition from playing in junior age groups, but I think he's done it extremely well, and he's a really, really promising future talent for badminton in New Zealand.
So for now, quiet. It won't take long, I'm sure, for that the cowbell, which I'm pretty sure is being rung in support of the Hawks. I think Erin Calder Hawkins might have snuck that up the State Highway. But, the Tigers too have been very vocal in their support. Well, I may as well stick to script, Ollie. Who wins this?
I'm going to go with the Tigers again. Just, I think, yeah, it'd be close. Possibly
Ladies and
3
gentlemen,
games.
on my right, Tiger Brokers Tigers, represented by Edward Lau, Justine Villegas. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Daniel Jasmine Ng. Tiger Brokers Tigers to serve, Justine Villegas to Daniel. Love all, play. One love.
So I do give that prediction with a bit of a Wolves hat on, as it favours us for a golden game tonight.
Service over.
Oliver Layden Davis alongside me on the nights that he's not playing.
Oh.
One for your Wolves getting on the board last night.
2-1. Oh.
Straight into the body.
Service
Always
over.
hard to defend.
2-0.
It's a return that Edward Lau is good at too, so look for that to happen more than once tonight.
And Jasmine Ng showing that she's no slouch either.
3-2.
Showing that Hawks too can pounce. Oh, completely misjudged. I don't think Justine could believe her luck. She was jumping in there and it suddenly slowed up in this cold night air.
4-2.
She did so well to create the chance as well.
She literally was too quick for the shuttle.
Service over. 3-4.
Well judged by Danny Ode. Tell you what, Jasmine's got her game face on.
3.
Well played.
Service over. 4-5.
Yeah, great counter-attack from Villegas. Just showing how her defense has improved considerably.
Oh.
Really is quite the character, Justine Villegas. You will have seen that from her interview just recently, but when she says in her bio, what can you do that no one else can? She says, I can almost smash a smash, referring to her stature as well as her quick hands.
Service over. 6-0.
That's just, I was going to say outright power, but without the accuracy. It's an open court, wasn't it?
6. Service over. 7-0.
As we expected, on a knife edge.
Service over. 8-7.
High quality from both pairings.
Service over. 8-0.
Oh, critical moment for the serve to break down.
9-8. Service over. 9-all.
Grabbing this game by the scruff of the neck, Danny Ode.
Game point 9.
Yeah, good aggression from the Hawks. Just when they wanted it most as well.
Oh, miraculous. What a recovery. They had no right to still be in that rally.
Service over. 10-all.
Yeah, great fight from both Tigers players.
And Jasmine Ing just got all tangled up. And now it's a game point
11,
for the Tigers.
10.
I think I heard Jasmine say, "Yep, Danny," and he responded. She said, "This is yours, smash it away."
Yeah, he's had success 2 or 3 times now, smashing straight down the line
Play.
at Edward Lau.
Oh, this time the defensive skills from Danny Ode.
12-11.
I reckon Lau thought he had that one.
Yeah, he did that. That reply came back with great quality from Danny Ode. Really tight.
Oh, and they win the game. So the Hawks with one hand on all 3 points.
13-11.
They need to win this to win the tie 4-2. And they win the opening game 13-11. Quality though, and clearly, as we've said so many times tonight, this match very much in the balance.
Yeah, absolutely. A very even contest throughout that first game, I think. Generally speaking, as is traditionally in the mixed doubles, the side with the offense is going to come out on top. And I think that ran true, again, throughout the first game. A little bit of experience from Danny and Jasmine, who have obviously played together for a couple of years now. That helps a lot in their combination and where they position themselves on the court. I think look for Edward Lau especially to play a little bit softer from the mid-court. He's been quite keen to play hard as well, but soft is better for him.
We have a look at the program next week in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Our matchups on the Tuesday night, so the Huawei Dragons up against the Tiger Brokers Tigers. And then on Wednesday evening, it's the HeyTour Hawks up against the One Pure Wolves. I guess, Ollie, that means you're working on a Tuesday night. Yeah. Join me in commentary and then go to work on court on the Wednesday. But next round of matches set to be played. And so far, even despite the Dragons not getting a win so far, they're clearly in the mix. And every team will fancy their chances to win this inaugural LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Of course, playing for a lion's share of $15,000 prize money.
Game. Love all. Play. Ball. Service over. 1 love.
shuttle took a beating. Meantime, Danny Ode took the opportunity to change the racket as well.
1 love.
Good placement of the serve from Villegas there. Just in towards the left shoulder of Danny Ode, cramping him up.
Serve it over. 1, 2.
Well, I'm not sure Danny Ode just got caught between 2 ideas there.
1. Service over. 2, 3. Service over.
The quality's dropped away a little bit here. Just signs of tension, perhaps. There's a few more connections of shuttle on frame.
Fault. 5, 2.
Good from Villegas there, just sensing a hard flat rally and able to step forward, take pace out, get the lift for her partner.
So far, and it was a rally that changed momentum 3 or 4 times.
6, 2.
Yeah, both pairs electing to play a lot flat and hard through the midcourt. There's definitely opportunities for counter-attack on both sides of the net throughout that rally.
Tigers in control of the second game.
Service over. 3, 6.
Well played from Danny Ode. Just selected to take pace out of the shuttle, and that resulted in him getting a lift he's able to attack on.
Vital points for the Hawks.
4, 6.
Oh, that's clever. Very quick reactions, and they've all but closed that deficit.
6.
Great serve.
6, 4.
Great serve and great decision not to go with power on the second shot as well, just to play it into the open spaces.
Service over. 7, 6.
Really is a fascinating dynamic as a Hawks player. You kind of don't want to look across and see all your teammates warming up. You'd love to just see them sat there going, "Oh, you guys got this. We don't need a golden game." At the moment, though, it's looking very much like a a deciding third game in this mixed doubles. Almost certainly now that's where we're headed.
10, game point, 6.
Go to the decider. Remember, the Tigers, if they win here, they force a golden game. The Hawks can win, they'll win the tie 4-2. That was more like it from Lau and Villegas, but helped by some unforced errors early in the game from Ode and Jasmine Ng. They just lost their momentum a little, didn't they, from the business end of that first game.
Yeah, I think Edward Lau and Justine Villegas were able to step up again towards the end of that, just refrain from playing too hard and too flat through the midcourt, which often gave them opportunities, or left them a little bit exposed to the counter-attack from the Hawks. Just especially from Edward, playing a little bit softer, able to get the shuttle down, and then he's getting the shuttle coming back up to him, and he's able to use his attack from that and then play Justine in where she's dangerous in the front with the racket. So look for them to continue to do that into this third game as well, and really try and take charge of the net instead of playing too hard and too flat down to Danny's racket in the midcourt.
So chance to just regather their thoughts and physically recover. And so prepare for one more concerted efforts.
Final game. Not all. Play. Service over. 1-love. Service over.
Certainly the expectation, or ours anyway, and I'm sure others in the stadium, is that this will be very close. It's patient, just waited for the lift and then pounced.
Good sustained pressure from Lau. Felt like he had the opportunity to keep putting pressure on Jasmine Ng and made that decision to do so.
Service over. 2-all.
That's well read from Villegas, that return. Just got caught a little bit with a racket on the wrong side of her body.
Three, 2.
Vital break now. 2-point lead for Ode and Ng.
Use your feet. Use your feet. 4-2. 4-2. Service over. 3, 4.
Oh, successive touches of the net. And in the end, it pays best for the Tigers.
All.
Miscommunication there.
Service over.
Clearly,
5.
Lau was expected to cover that side of the court. Yeah, well short. So these service faults are not helping
5.
in a match that is so tight. In the stadium.
5.
Delighted to see that one catching the line.
Play.
Oh, great attack, Edward Lau just advancing through the centre of the court.
HeyTour Hawks.
And timeout is called, and a pretty timely one, I would think, but Lau just so aggressive there.
Yeah, really good that he could sustain that pressure and make the decision to keep moving forward as well. Knew he had the initiative and made sure that he was able to capitalise and win the point because of it. I think it's been a real signature of the Tigers pair tonight, actually, both of them be able to take control of the front and the mid-court too. Justine Villegas been really proactive and moving forward, but equally good Lau to follow up and fill the space on the other side.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Eight, 5. Play.
Oh, Jasmine Ng. It's an apology. She doesn't really mean it. In the nicest possible way. Of course, as a player, you take every one of those. They needed it too, didn't they, Ollie?
Yeah, nice way to break the momentum anyway, when you've just lost 3 in a row before the timeout.
Service over. 6, 8.
Winning this match forces Golden Game if the Tigers can get over the line. If the Hawks win, they win the tie. Oh, great control of the pace of the shuttle.
7, 8.
Yeah, great choice of shot from Danny Ode. He wasn't in the best position.
Play.
Nor was he completely on balance, but to be able to take the pace out, still generate a shot of that quality was really well played.
Wow. Tigers just tightening up a little here. It was a hint of a card for a timeout from Henry Tam, and he put it away again. Oh, we've seen that a few times, that backhand return from Lau.
Over. 9, 8.
Yeah, he's had success with that all night, especially from the forehand side when he returns in at Danny Ode's body.
thought Jasmine Ng had an opportunity midway through the rally to win it, and now they're down 2 match points.
Match point 8.
Every other player is on edge, knowing they could be involved in a golden game. Oh, and we are. We're going to a golden game. Brilliant mixed doubles, and well done, Edward Lau and Justine Villegas, winning it 11-13, 11-6, 11-8. Danny Ode and Jasmine Ng gave plenty to this one. In the end, though, they held their nerve, didn't they, the winners, and we force a golden game.
Yeah, have to give full credit to both Villegas and Lau in that match. Not the best start for them when they went behind after dropping the first game, but the way they were able to turn it around, Edward controlling from the mid-court, and then Justine being proactive in her moving forward to the net to get the lift for a partner. Have to full credit to Edward Lau's court positioning as well, especially from a guy with a predominantly singles background. The way he understood and the way he's put himself on the court was phenomenal. So we're ready for a golden game, but before that, let's hear from the winners with Andrew.
Thanks, Ollie. You guys have just given us a bit more work to do tonight. We're not going home yet, and we're loving it. Well done. You pleased with that one?
Definitely. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so excited that we won and managed to close and come to 3-all. Yeah.
No panic, obviously. When you lost the first game, you just kept your cool?
Yeah, we knew like if we played to our game plan, we could win.
What was that plan? What were you talking about during the decider?
Well, we decided we really needed to get the attack a little bit earlier and just try and keep it and just be a bit more calm in between points, because I think we were rushing it in the end. Yeah.
Well done. Well, you can be a little excited for the moment, but wait and see, because you might be back on court again. Of course, a golden game. It is 3-all. So the Tigers have done it. They forced us into a little overtime, and why not? The badminton has been absolutely stunning. Stay with us. When we come back in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, we will go through the process of finding out just who will play in the golden game. Well, welcome back to the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, where we have, for the second time in 4 matches, we are going to golden game between the HeyTour Hawks and the Tiger Brokers Tigers, who forced that golden game with a wonderful win in that final mixed doubles. Our referee, Chin Fong, if you can do the honours, you will toss the coin. Brent Miller will have the choice of the call, and then we will slowly, one by one, eliminate one match at a time until we have one left for the golden game. Let's see which way that coin toss has gone. We might have to go again. Might have been a false start. Here we go again. So we will add to the tension. Add to the tension. As Chin now, I think Brent's won it. So Henry Tam, if you step in, Henry, first match that you are going to take away is men's singles. Thank you, Henry. So Brent, you're in next, mate. The coaches will eliminate. Oh, we're just going to go down. Can I take the next one? The women's singles has gone. Henry, where are we headed to? This is tactical as we try and get the match that we want as a coach. So Brent ultimately now makes the call, removes women's doubles, and we are playing men's doubles in the golden game. Thanks, guys. We're in for a thriller. It's 1 game to 11. Let's go back to Oliver Layden-Davis with his thoughts, because that's the game that he loves. We're going to play some men's doubles to decide this, Ollie.
Yeah, so there we have it, the confirmation that men's doubles will be the golden game. We saw last week that the HeyTour Hawks pulled in Abhinav Minota in replacing Ryan Tong. So will they do that again? We'll have to wait and see. But here's how we ended up at golden game tonight. Poised at 3-3 at the conclusion of the matches in the regular time, with a great fight back from the Tiger Brokers Tigers too. There we have it, confirmation of the final score at 3 apiece with the golden game as we await the players for that men's doubles.
Yeah, the Hawks jumped out early, didn't they, Ollie? They had that 2-love lead with the win in the mixed, and then Mani Minota's win in the singles. Back came the Tigers with Sally Fu winning the women's singles. That was a thriller, though, against Courtney Trillo in the men's doubles, and that's relevant, of course, because that was won, Danny Ode and Ryan Tong over Jonathan Curtin and Dakman Vong. So it was a win for the Hawks, but then in the women's doubles and in the mixed, it was victory for the Tigers. So we ended up with this 3-3 and into golden game. And as you say, you've hinted that there might be a change in personnel. What would you do as a coach, Ollie? Would you mix things up? Would you change it? Or do you go with a combination that's already played tonight?
Yeah, well, I think based on the evidence of what the Hawks did last week, they put Abhinav Minota into the men's doubles, and that worked for them. So why change your winning formula when you've got that in place?
And clearly, if Mani is going to play, then the shoulder must be okay. He wouldn't be out there risking it if not. So there is confirmation. We've just had it handed to us. So I'm going to just confirm those pairings, Ollie, for this golden game.
Yeah, so we've got Edward Lau substituted in for the Tiger Brokers Tigers as well. He'll be playing with Dakman Vong against Abhinav Minota and Danny Ode, the heroes from last week for the Hawks. So I think really interesting contest again. One game to 11 points. Anything can happen, but Edward's obviously on form tonight and the way he's been playing. Really hard-fought singles he played and played well in the mixed doubles there, so a bit of momentum that he can bring with him into this golden game.
So just having to extend our lights a little. We need to pay a little more for the electricity as we go into a bit of overtime. The lights come back and we won't be too far away from our men's doubles. Now, just confirming this is a golden game, but it's just 1 game to 11. They'll extend if they have to. They can extend as high as, what, 15?
15, yeah.
So 14 all becomes a sudden death point. But, and I'm saying that because the way this tie's gone tonight, it wouldn't surprise. But it is going to be men's doubles to decide this one in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Also, of course, not forgetting we're looking for the Crystal Ashley Designs MVP at the end of the night. So who knows, it might be one of these players involved in this golden game. As we welcome the players now onto court for the final time. There's the golden game board confirmation. It's men's doubles. As we have the Tiger Brokers Tigers, Dakman Vong and Edward Lau up against Abhinav Manota and Danny Ode. So both teams making a change, and in the case of the Tigers, it's very understandable as to why they would do that.
Yeah, exactly. With Edward Lau obviously played together with Dakman Vong in the past and actually won the men's doubles at New Zealand Champs just last year in 2019. So they've had some experience playing together, and of course that's such a valuable asset to have in the doubles and mixed, and the men's doubles especially.
So players that might have thought their night was done. And I think the advantage as well is that at least two of these players, one on each side, has just been involved in a match. It's just
Who's receiving?
Mani Manota.
Edward will receive. Mani will serve, and you happy on that side?
Dakman, who have had to warm up again, if you like. They'll have a final couple of hits here. So, to a certain degree here as well, Ollie, it's youth against experience, isn't it? With the Hawks, with the two players in their mid-late 20s up against the Tigers. Edward Lau still a teenager, and Dakman Vong only just out of his teen years at 20 years of age.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see if how the tactical experience of the guys from the Hawks will pay off. Mani's obviously known for his skill and his tactical knowledge and the way he's able to think and control the match. So I think look for that for the Hawks if they're going to come out on top of this one. But the power of the young boys is not something that can be ignored.
So we just saw the numbers there again for Danny Ode and Mani Manota. Edward Lau here in front of camera at 19 years of age. Had a busy night, hasn't he? And he will partner Dakman Vong in this one. I guess on the side of youth is that they might be a little fearless. The experienced players have coped with some pretty tense situations over the course of their careers, so they've got the memory bank to lean on if they need to.
Now we've talked about it already tonight, but we can already, I think, see a couple of clear preferred positioning arrangements on the court for both these pairs. Look for Danny Oud and Dakman Vong to step forward and take control of the net and take the initiative with Abhinav Manota and Edward Lau to do the work from the back of the court, generally speaking.
We did see earlier that Mani Manota struggling with a shoulder. It caused him an issue on one particular shot.
Yeah, so when he hits across court from his round the head corner,
Tiger Brokers Tigers,
gives him the most
represented
grief.
by Dakman Vong, Edward Lau. On my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Manota, Danny Oud. HeyTour Hawks to serve, Abhinav Manota to Edward Lau. Love all. Play.
First to 11. It's not the best of three. The golden game is one game to 11.
Straight away we see the same return from Edward Lau that he used in the mixed. Clearly a favourite for him.
Persistence personified from Danny Oud.
2-love.
Very good sustained offense from Danny Oud.
It's over. 1-2. It's over. 3-1.
Great interception from Danny Ode at the front of the court there. I think important for the Tigers they don't get caught playing too much hard in the defense, try and play the soft ones as well.
Will be disappointed there. That's a shot that he normally plays so well.
2,
Just
3.
steering the smash back. Minota showing no signs of discomfort in that shoulder.
Quickly. Four, 2.
So much pressure on these serves.
Change.
Again, the same return from Edward Lau, directing it at the body of the
4.
back player.
It's over. 5, 3. Fault. It's over. 4, 5.
3-point margin, you think, is almost the elastic breaking. They just couldn't quite get there. Oh, the opportunity was there. The racket just did not behave. Mani Minota gave it the stare down. 5-all.
5-all.
Yeah, well-placed attack from Danny Ode to set up that opportunity as well. Terrific play off his own serve from Edward Lau. Really aggressive, well anticipated.
Complete control of that, and as a consequence they really had to win that point, didn't they? And they did.
Yeah, great patience from Danny Ode. Love the variety that he threw in there as well. A couple of reverse cuts on the drop shot as well as the one in the middle, just to change up the rhythm of the attack.
Away from a win in the tie. Oh, that's almost a repeat of the rally we saw earlier. And again, Minota can't find the middle of the racket.
Just missed out with the timing a little bit there. Still jumping backwards just a fraction when the shuttle was on its way towards him. Which meant he made contact with the frame and not the sweet spot.
been called good.
Out. It's over. 8-all.
The badminton gods just even things out. It's not quite guns out for Danny O, but it's gun out. That right sleeve rolled up, ready to flex. 2 points from victory, and yet 3 points from defeat.
It's over. Nine all.
Let that slip a little, did the Hawks, and now the Tigers. They've trailed throughout the evening.
Match point.
And they have a
9.
match point in Golden Game. It is essentially a tie point to take the 2 points on offer.
Yeah.
Of course we're going to extend. What else did you expect?
10-all.
Must win by 2. At his best.
Yeah, great third shot there from Danny Ode as well. Wide awake to the
11.
return that was coming from Edward Lau, the push at his body.
And if you want someone serving, I reckon in this situation, the man centre screen is not a bad choice. Oh, they've done it. They've done it. An absolute thriller. And the Hawks get over the line. They led the whole way through the tie. And eventually they win it by the skin of their teeth. The most narrow of margins. And it is taken out by the HeyTour Hawks over the Tiger Brokers Tigers. What a comeback, but ultimately just falling short. But what a Golden Game.
Match won by HeyTour Hawks, 12-10.
You heard it there from umpire Simon Lynn after 3 hours and 45 minutes. There's only 2 points that can separate both these teams. But yeah, what a fight back from the Tiger Brokers Tigers to come back from 2-1 behind and then 3-1 behind even to force the Golden Game. And then have even their chance to win from 10-all there in the decider. But can't take anything away from the performance from Abhinav Minota and Danny Ode. See Minota still holding a shoulder that's been giving him a bit of grief throughout the night, but the way they stepped up as things got tight towards the end of that, showing that experienced heads just make some good decisions where it counts. Let's hear from them with Andrew.
Well, thanks, Ollie. I have the winners of the Golden Game and essentially the winners of the tie for your team. Is that pretty cool? I mean, is that what you guys as sportsmen play for and train for, those sorts of moments? It must be pretty cool to be involved.
Yeah, it's really thankful that we get opportunities like this to test what we train and then really get to apply in a great competition like this.
And I was a bit worried, Manny. I thought he won't come back out with that shoulder being a bit tight. He won't come back out, but you weren't going to miss that, were you?
No, definitely not. Like Danny said just now, we don't want to lose this opportunity. So yeah, I definitely wanted to be in. Unless our team was going to decide something else, but then yeah, they chose me, so I'm happy with that.
What goes through your mind when you're serving in a situation like that? Are you able to just make it process? Are you able to just go to what you've done for so many years?
I think so, like especially when I serve, I also think that other person's going to have the pressure as well to receive. So as long as my serve is okay, as long as I goes over and it's okay quality, I think they're more likely they're going to make a mistake or something rather than just making it perfect or something. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well, listen, I think you were probably two of the leading candidates, but I can tell you that the Crystal Ashley Design MVP, $100, and the beautiful a gift from Crystal Ashley Design. Danny Ode, congratulations. Well done on taking that out. Marnie's taken that as his cue to just get out of here, so I guess you're the only one I can finish the chat with. It really is very, very close, this competition, isn't it? Tonight underlines that. Every team is in with a shout over this next 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's a really interesting competition, really short score system. I mean, we train with each other like nearly every day, so we all know our ins and outs. So it really comes down to the nitty-gritty like what we just showed there.
Well done. Congratulations. Good stuff. Danny Odes with his thoughts, the Crystal Ashley Design MVP. I'll get Oliver Layden-Davis to come and join me and wrap things up. Thanks, Danny. Congratulations. As we bring Ollie in with his final thoughts. You're involved as a player. You're probably just as tense watching and commentating. That's thrilling stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, it's 3 hours and 45 minutes of non-stop action throughout the entire night, and what a way to finish when only 2 points can separate these guys. So a great format, and I think fantastic spectacle for all of badminton in New Zealand.
And as a player, what does a moment do for players like that to experience that? Going into bigger tournaments, international competition, that's got to put all of those players in a good position.
Yeah, 100%. And these are the moments that often you train for as well. Day in, day out, you're getting up early, putting in the hours, and especially in a team event where it's a lot cooler to enjoy those moments with your teammates as well. So overseas, when you start to branch out, you'll of course experience more of them, and these can only help you to be prepared for those when they do come.
Good stuff. Thanks, Ollie. Appreciate your thoughts and comments tonight. It's been an absolute thriller. We've had some overtime, but why wouldn't you when the badminton is of that quality? Really has been a superb night in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. The HeyTour Hawks, they got there just by the skin of their teeth. They take 2 points, whilst the Tigers, they do pick up the 1 point on the league table. Fantastic stuff, and we're back next week to do it all again. Make sure you join us next Tuesday night on skysportnext and Sky Sport 9. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time on the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League.